Last month, I took part in the AI challenge organized by IAB Hong Kong and ended up winning the championship. In this video, I want to share the topic I worked on for the competition and also encourage everyone to join the IAB competition next year. IAB is a marketing association, so the topics are all related to marketing. The topic I worked on was to create an AI editor for a company, and this AI editor would edit photos based on the product. So for this product, the AI would add the company's mascot dog, a kind of brand mascot, to the image, design a Facebook post, and then publish it to Facebook, Instagram, and so on. The company in question is Manning Singapore, which sells medicine and health products. Traditionally, without AI, if you wanted to have the mascot appear in every product photo, you'd have to get a colleague to dress up in the mascot costume and set everything up for the shoot. You'd need to set up the studio lighting, then take the photo. After taking the photo, you'd have to edit it. And once that's done, you'd put it into Canva or Photoshop, these design tools, to create the post and then upload it to Facebook. This whole process could easily take 30 to 40 minutes. But now, by automating the workflow with AI, I can cut the time down to under a minute per product. Here, this is their official website, and you can see their main information is it's orange, and every day they have lots of special offers. For example, right now there's a tube of toothpaste. So I copy the link for this product and then I hand this link over to this AI assistant. The tool I use is n8n and then I click send. Here, I'm using a newer model called Kimi, which performs quite well. So the first step is for it to read the information on this product page. And then what comes next? I gave it a very detailed prompt. Here, I told it, you are the social media manager for the Guardian brand. The user will give you a product link. First, you need to use a tool called Farcrawl or Jaina to read the content of that web page. After reading the content, it needs to select 3 images for me, write the post content, and provide 3 headlines for me to choose from. The headline here refers to the headline that appears on the designed image, and it's split into 2 lines. As for the prices, they are automatically pulled from the website. Now let's take a look at how it performs. This here is the copy it generated. The product in question is Colgate toothpaste, and its main selling point is sensitivity protection. In the copy, it also mentions keywords like sensitive teeth and so on. It gave me 3 headlines to choose from along with 3 images. I made my selections and then it asked me which image I wanted to use to add the mascot dog to. That is, to add the mascot onto the image, since it still needs to be edited in. Normally, this step would require someone to take a photo and then have a Photoshop expert edit the image. But now I just hand it over to Nano Banana. When I participated in this competition, Nano Banana had just recently launched, so I decided to use this API. So as you can see on its product page, there are several photos, and during the conversation, it also showed me some product images to choose from. I chose to use image A. Here you can see it's using this photo editor tool. Now let's click in and take a look at what exactly this photo editor tool is. As you can see, this is the process of editing a photo using Nano Banana. It needs to add the product onto the mascot dog, so it requires 2 things. The first thing is the product itself, and the second is the dog, right? So actually when making the API call, I had already provided the image of the dog in advance. This way, every time the dog appears, it maintains consistency. This photo here is the one that will always be included whenever you use Nano Banana. It must have this dog, so it knows how to place it onto the product. Also, there's a clever part here where I tell it, your product, it needs to be placed in the bottom left corner, right here. Also, on the dog's shirt, there will be the company's logo. Each time, it provides me with 3 photos to choose from. Now, let me take a look at how effective it is. This is the first photo. You can see that the toothpaste product maintains that consistency, and the dog is also very similar to the reference photo I provided, almost a perfect match. This is it. This is where Nano Banana AI really shines. Then, let's look at the second photo, and this one here is the third photo. Now the copy has been written and the image has also been edited, with the product added to the spokesperson dog. Finally, it needs to confirm the final design, because in the end, we need to place the photo back into this black frame and then either the bottom left or bottom right corner. It will display the price there. Normally, if we do this manually, we might need to use Photoshop or design tools like Canva. But here, actually, I've already preset a template in the background. All it needs is to change the text, update the brand name, and adjust the price, and that's it. Now, for the reference cut image earlier, I told it that the product should be placed in the lower left corner. So you'll see that in all 3 images, the product is very consistently placed in the lower left corner. I've noticed that if you provide the image directly in the lower left corner, If you show it exactly where to place the product, the result is actually better than just telling it in text to put it in the lower left corner. As you can see on the screen now, this method is even more stable. Here, it asked me which image I wanted, so I chose image E and told it to use image E. Earlier, I picked the photo, but it turns out I missed giving it some information. Specifically, it gave me 3 headlines to choose from, but I hadn't picked which headline yet, so now it's asking me, are you confirming which specific headline to ultimately use for the final design? So at this point, I clearly told it to use headline A, which was the preferred option. Here, you can see it used a tool called Post Image Design, which is actually a design template in the background. Then, let's take a look at how effective it is here. You can see this is the final design. In the top left corner, the Gaoluji brand has been placed. Then here is the headline. On this product, it successfully matches with the brand ambassador dog Mascot. The logo on the shirt the dog is wearing also maintains consistency. Next is the price. The original price is $15.49 and the special price is $11. Now, I'm double checking whether the information on the website is correct. Here you can see, yes, the original price is $15.49 and the special price is $11. Now the final step is to publish it to my Facebook page, but since this is just a demonstration, I won't actually publish it. Lastly, let me share some insights. Actually, if you already use M by N and you understand how APIs work, the technical part isn't really that difficult. The hardest part is actually dealing with this editor agent and then using January and a Chrome extension for Banana to handle the upload. So, for the Nano Banana part, the prompt for the price actually comes from this AI agent, and this AI agent is based on my system prompt, which teaches it how to handle things. Actually, the main difficulty for me is that since each object is a different size, I have to give clear instructions about when the mascot dog should pick up the product and when the product should be placed on the table. For example, some products are very small, like a lipstick. If the mascot dog is holding the lipstick, you actually can't see it because the lipstick is too small. In this situation, I would tell it to place the lipstick in the lower left corner and make it a bit bigger. So if you look at the system prompt, there are actually a lot of words in there, and the instructions in the prompt are different depending on the size of the product. For example, for larger products like a bottle of alcohol, the reference is this one. For something long like a bottle of shampoo, the prompt is this one. For very small items, the reference prompt is this one, and so on. Here I'm also showing everyone. My referencing some other images generated by Lenovo Banana General, its stability is extremely high, like a 10 out of 10. I also tried turning this photo into a video. As you can see, relatively speaking, the stability in the video isn't as high. For example, when the dog picks up the product, the box actually gets a bit deformed. Now, this is another reference example. And during the process, I did a lot of different tests to figure out how to maintain stability and high quality images. Because the most important thing is, if the product changes its appearance, that's not acceptable. It would violate product regulations. Your product must maintain consistency, and the same goes for the mascot dog. It also needs to stay consistent because it's representing the brand. So here, I tried different models, and back in September, there were actually only 2 AI models that could maintain consistency. These 2 images were generated using the Seed Dream model. Seed Dream comes from ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok. After comparing them, I found that Nano Banana had higher stability. For example, with the dog generated by Seed Dream, you'll notice that the proportions are a bit different every time. Now on the right side, these 2 images were generated using Google's Nano Banana. In some cases, it might accidentally generate an extra product, or sometimes the proportions can vary a lot. So, what's the solution? As I mentioned earlier, you can give it more references in the prompt to help it generate more stable images. For example, as I said before, for different products, I would suggest a specific proportion or tell it to place the item in the lower left corner and so on. If you want to learn more, if you want to know how AI can be applied to our marketing work, you're welcome to join the Advanced Marketing Strategies and AI Content Automation Workshop held in Hong Kong on December 6th. There's a section specifically about how to use AI for image design, but overall, the entire workshop focuses mainly on marketing strategies. This workshop is a special 10th anniversary event and will only be held once. Anyone who has participated in any 3 of our events over the past 10 years will be eligible for a $1,000 registration discount. Feel free to message us on Facebook for inquiries. If you want to learn more about the course content, you're also welcome to click the link below the video. See you in the next video.